Vendors at the Chaguanas Vendors Mall engaged in a brief confrontation with police yesterday as their stalls were demolished during an exercise organized by the Chaguanas Borough Corporation by Kim Boudram. Commenting on the exercise, Chaguanas Mayor Faik Mohammed said the vendors were given advance notice of the demolition, with many refusing to move. He added that vendors were not being displaced, but were being relocated as alternative accommodation had been arranged. A Chaguanas market vendor, who asked to go unnamed, said the confrontation began around 8:30 a.m. when the demolition team arrived with police at the Chaguanas main road location, which previously housed the Chaguanas health facility. This morning, the people came to demolish the structures, and of course, the vendors, gave trouble. It had a whole battalion of police there, and of course, the vendors quarreling and making noise, he said. Despite this, he said the backhoes began demolition, as vendors were given notice to move a month ago. They had gotten letters at the beginning of March that the place was to be demolished today, he stated, adding that the vendors did not obey. The vendors, he continued, were given the option to go upstairs to the Chaguanas market, where they would be accommodated for 6 months, without paying rent. Every time they're confronted to move, they don't want to move. They want the street. It doesn't matter if you give them the Hilton, they don't care. They just want the street. A lot of them didn't take the option because of whatever advice they received, and a lot of them were complaining that upstairs the market is boring, he added. In a video posted to social media yesterday, a displaced vendor at the mall said his livelihood was being destroyed for political gain. He added that while Alderman Whitney Stevenson Hamlet, chairman of the corporation's market committee, had said that the vendors would be relocated to the Chaguanas market, the vendors had not yet been assigned a place. No place, no place, no place. No one has registered. No one have gotten a phone call yet. Nobody get a phone call to know where they're going. Only this morning Whitney will come and say there is place available, the displaced vendor said. It is unfair. Everything they are doing is unfair, and it is against the law, technically speaking. Because what else they expect us to do? Have an uprising in the country? Go and thief. Go and rob. Is that what they want us to do? Our form of livelihood, they're destroying it for political gain, he added. Meanwhile, citing devastating losses, a single mother of 3 said the opening of the new school term on April 13th will mean an increase in expenses. The Longville resident said the ongoing Easter school vacation was also expensive, and she had planned to work throughout the long weekend. Not wanting to be named, the 37-year-old has vended in Chaguanas for some 20 years, selling goods from hair supplies to women's and children's clothing. The woman said she has sold in different spots including the roadside and the Chaguanas market. She said sales were bad so far for 2026, while the cost of living has continued to rise. This is very, very hard. Really hard for us. We were not expecting this today, the emotional vendor said. They didn't have to break down the place, with some people's things still inside. They didn't get to move out properly. Another female vendor, who wanted to be identified as Clara, said the majority of those affected were women. This is really terrible. A lot of women are selling here in order to look after their families, she said. Several said they will also suffer a loss of sales for Mother's Day in May. Responding to the vendors' complaints yesterday, Mohammed said the effort follows the Chaguanas Borough Corporation's plan to construct a structured transport hub at the site. This, he added, was aimed at creating order, improving safety, and laying the foundation for sustainable economic activity in the borough. He noted that the response from the displaced vendors to the demolition activity was mixed. Many vendors have engaged constructively and recognized the opportunity being provided, while others have expressed strong opposition and, in some instances, have acted in a manner that is both defiant and unacceptable, he continued. However, he said the corporation, which undertook the decision with careful consideration and with the best interest of the borough, remains firm and composed in its approach and would not be influenced by intimidation or disorder. He asserted that vendors were not being displaced without options. A structured and lawful alternative has been provided at the Chaguanas market, along with a 6-month rent-free period to ease the transition and allow vendors the opportunity to stabilize and grow within a more organized environment, he said. He dispelled rumors that the initiative was unfair or targeted. The transformation of downtown Chaguanas has begun. This initiative is part of a wider effort to modernize and organize the borough, and it will ultimately benefit businesses of all sizes and the wider community, he added.